Hey everyone, Sun Tenaka here, bringing you all back another view of Custom Robo. In the last episode, we took on a whole bunch of Z-goons, or lackeys, fought on Mobaru, found out that Sergi was with us the whole time, and Rahu was trying to be controlled by Obaro, but failed in the end. Rahu can never be controlled. In today's episode, we're going to go right after him after this cutscene, of course. Are you two okay? Sergi. Roy, long time no see. Sergi. How have you been, Captain Myra? What Obaru's doing on the floor, and why Sergi with you? What's going on here? Sergi fought alongside us. He defeated Obaro. What happened? So Marcia, where is Rahu now? It escaped. Escaped? Obaro tried to dive into Rahu, but it didn't seem like Rahu liked it, so it rejected him and flew away. Diving into Rahu? What? Sergi, what's going on? I'll explain in detail, Captain Myra. But let's go to a different room. Please follow me. Oh boy, time for some lore. Lore. Or L-O-R-E. Fancy. Where are we? This room belonged to our leader, who passed away not too long ago. Z's leader? Yes. Someone here needed to hear my leader's final words. This is why I brought you to this place. Someone? Who? Who is it? Please, listen to these are my leader's final words. Santendo, you never know how proud I am that you have come this so far. Hey, Santendo! How come he knows your name? You'll never guess. It's because I'm a member of Z2. What? You say you have been lied to? You're joking, right, Santando? Yeah, I'm just joking. Why would you joke at a time like this? Not necessarily. What? So, is the son of our former leader. What? Actually? Come to think of it, it does sound like my dad. What? It can't be. Disease leader is really Santendo's father? Let me continue playing the message. Santendo, you're listening to this message. That means Rahu has returned, and our time is short. I wish that I could have been here to see you, to fight with you in this final glorious moment. However, if you're hearing this, it also means my time has come and I've gone from this world. I've given my loyal friend Sergi details on your mission. Trust him as you would have trusted me. You do not have much time left. Give Sergi the watch I gave you to care for so long. With the power contained in that watch, you can defeat Rahu. I have failed you as a father in life, and my final wish in death is nothing but a fool's errand. I'm sorry, son. That was his final message. The watch, my dad, told me to keep it on at all times, never to take it off. He said it over and over. I promised him so many times. And he left me. Santendo. Sergi, what's going on? Like you and Roy, I've learned about the outside world when I became a Class S commander. Though you disappeared right after you found out about it. Sergi, why did you leave without telling us? Because I met my boss. Boss? You mean Z's boss? When I found out about the outside world, I became curious. I wanted to explore it. there, I met my boss. I was surprised to discover somebody living in the outside world. And he asked me, "Why are you here?" And I told him that I wanted to know the truth about the outside world. Then he asked, "Is there something you need to protect?" And I said, "Yes. Marcia, my sister. You're the one I wanted to protect." Sergi. We spoke for some time, discussing life in our dome, and outside. Finally, he asked me, "Do you want to protect this world from annihilation?" Annihilation? Yes, I had to admit I really didn't understand his question. But I could see in his eyes that he was very serious indeed. I stopped to think, and I said yes. Then he said, "As long as you remain in your world, you will never see the truth. The truth lies in dark. If you discover an inconsistency," hope I got that right, "in your perfectly ordered world, where all things are controlled, anything that cannot be explained, come see me again, and I may be able to help you. Tell no one that we met. Tell no one what we had discussed." With that, we parted ways. I thought about what he said, but I couldn't find any instant. Give me a sec. That's because there are none. Roy, be quiet and listen. Continue searching. Then suddenly, I found it. It was right in front of me from the start. When I returned home, I saw my sister waiting for me, and it struck me. The inconsistency. That single unexplainable thing. It was Marcia, her special power. Her strange power was a gift, and my late parents, they were suffering. Sergi. To all princesses, Marcia is an ordinary girl. And yet, the kids teased her, the scientists poked and prodding, I guess, and still they learned nothing. Marcia didn't want to go, but the researchers forced her, kicking and screaming. So that's why Marcia hated the Robo researchers. I found out what they did to Marcia at the research center. It wasn't science, it was torture! They say that all people are created equal, but my sister's power stole equally from her. If this isn't an inconsistency, then what is? How did I go so long without questioning this? I couldn't wait. Once I seen the inconsistency seat Weber, clearly I had to leave to meet that man again. I told him about Marcia. He said, in order to understand, you must know everything. And he told me the real truth, something even most Class S commanders do not know. The real truth. What do you mean? You're all aware that centuries ago, Rahu nearly wiped out the human race. Yeah? You were told that Rahu annihilated all of the doomed cities people lived in except for ours. You know the truth about the outside world. You believe we lived in domes up here. Well, yeah, I mean, where else would we live? We lived free in the outside world. We lived in vast cities. In the open air, Rahu destroyed all of that. What? Really? Originally, humans didn't live in domed cities. We lived outside. The outside world was our home. Rahu destroyed all of our cities centuries ago. The few who survived, they fall in an area that had minimal damage and With the help of robo technology, they built a dome to create a livable environment for a new community. I see. We haven't heard about that part. We thought people had always lived inside those domes. You are correct, but there is still more that you do not know. The dome builders left Rahu inoperative before they sealed themselves in. Sergi, it sounds like you're saying we deliberately chose to live in a cage like animals. That's right. The dome protects us, but it also keeps us trapped. Wait a sec. You said Rahu was inoperative, so how did he stop Rahu? So how did we stop Rahu last time? Oh boy, we gotta save. Rahu possessed no form of its own. It was more like a spirit than a living creature. What? No form? That doesn't make any sense. We saw it. Like a custom robo. I'll explain that later. Let me continue though. Originally, Rahu was invincible, formless, but still physically still capable of inflicting damage. We couldn't see it, but it was a real creature, and it evolved rapidly. Evolved? Not in the traditional sense, but yes, that's correct. Rahu was too formidable. Fundamental behaviors is to acquire new targets, in that case, us. Once it identifies its prey, Rahu destroys it, swiftly and utterly. Any useful abilities its victim possesses, anything it has not encountered before. Then, like a Christ sales, it goes dormant, awakens with new skills, and continues to hunt its hunts. Metamorphosis. I guess it really is evolving. So, what you're saying is that it targets a creature with abilities it doesn't have and steals them. Then, it turns into a pupa, rests for a bit, and changes to an even scarier monster. Yeah, that's just about the size of it. That's just a secondary behavior, though. Its primary function is to annihilate every. So, it's invisible. It can learn to do everything we can do, and all it wants is to kill everything? Right. So what can we do? I mean, other than just roll over and die? How did they stop it hundreds of years ago when it was running amok? Custom robos. It was because of custom robos that they were able to defeat Rahu. Custom robos? Yes. Back then, custom robos were nothing but children's toys, like robotic action figures. It may sound strange, but even now, there is much we do not know about custom robos. Rahu's destructive rampage was at its peak, and we were all but extinct, when suddenly, Rahu targeted a young child's robo-toy. Then, something inexplicable happened. Rahu merged with the robo, melded itself with the robo. Then that? I'm not sure. Some people think there's a connection between Rahu and the custom robo. It almost sounds like Rahu did a dive into that custom robo, and I don't know, it got stuck or something. And that's why Rahu looks like that. Looks the way it does now. That's why we can even see it in the first place. That's correct. Now that our enemy was invincible, we had a chance to fight back, and we seized it. The government remodeled the custom robos as weapons to battle Rahu's new robo form. Finally, after many grudging battles, we defeated Rahu. Actually, let me correct myself. We didn't defeat it, but we were able to trigger its dormant cycle. The dormant Rahu had no new information to assimilate, and so it didn't evolve, and it didn't awaken. We couldn't destroy Rahu, though. Instead, we brought ourselves some time. So that's the rest of the story we didn't know. But wait. Didn't you think that's a little funny? Rahu was capable of destroying the entire world, and we stopped it with a child's toy. I know what you're thinking. Rahu couldn't be stopped simply with the custom robos. There was something else. A device designed to stop Rahu in his robo systems. A device? Sergi, why should we trust you now in a traitor? Even if you're telling the truth, why does it matter? What's your point? You're right, it doesn't matter. Let me ask you, Roy. When did you first find out about Rahu's attack? What are you why are you suddenly... I first learned about the truth when I became a Class S commander. How about you, Captain Myra? I didn't know a thing until I was promoted. Don't you think that's odd? What? This is the single most significant and traumatic event in human history, and no one knows. It's classified knowledge. The government dedicates who should and should not know. But how could they stop the survivors from passing on these stories to their children? The people respected the word of the government. They knew it was confidential. Do you actually believe that the government has the power to silence such a terrible thing? Can you think of any other reason why no one ever talked about this horrific event? It does seem difficult to imagine. So many years have passed, and nobody knows the full scope of it. Even becoming a Class S commander didn't explain everything. The reason this is such a well-kept secret is not because the survivors choose to keep it secret. It's because their memories were wiped clean. It's a secret because no one was allowed to remember. What? Oh, for crying out... What? Oh, for crying out... Look, this is all starting to get real confusing here. What you're saying is that everyone, and I mean everyone, forgot about Rahu's entirely. That's correct. That's impossible! What could possibly make anyone just forget about this all at once? Oh, nothing could make that happen naturally. Are you saying someone deceived a way to erase every living human memory entirely? Yes. The engineers of this foolish plan wanted to erase everyone's memories and planted false ones. Our government carried out this plan hundreds of years ago, once the dome was completed. What? The government found a way to make everyone forget about Rahu? Yes. The world exists entirely within this dome. Outside the dome, there is nothing. We are all raised. We are all raised thinking that this dome is our true home, where we will live and die. That is the great lie. The memory implanted told us all of this dome contained mankind's entire world. But wait, Rahu will awaken. It's inevitable. Could you live a normal life knowing Rahu would return? But never knowing when, I see. It was to give us a sense, a secrecy. Even if it was just a lie. But how is that possible? What could possibly erase everyone's memory like that? I don't know, but they did it. They made a device that could erase everyone's memory. I can't believe it. I'm sure we would have heard of something like that. Captain Myra, I've already told you. There are some things not even Class S commanders have been told. How do we know you didn't make the whole story up? I suppose you have no evidence, except that one of these devices still exists to this very day. Really? Where is it? I got it! Harry, you do? It's at the lab, the customrobo research lab. That's why the Z's was there. You're right. You're the man, Harry. No, it's not the lab. I thought so, Harry. I thought so. Harry, that's not smart. There's no way we could have figured it out before me. So, where is it? Santendo. Yes? Your father's watch. That's the device. It can erase people's memories. You have had it all along. What? Santendo's watch? That's why Z's leader said something about defeating Rahu with Santendo's watch. I see. The device that was used to defeat Rahu was the one that could erase people's memories. Yes, hundreds of years ago, that very device helped us defeat Rahu. Sergi, why does Santendo have it? How did something like that wound up with him? What was Santendo's father like? He was a distinguished scientist, one of the highest ranking officials in the government. That is why he was told the truth. We all lived with false memories, implemented by the government. When we learned that people had been deceived of the truth for so long, he began to have doubts. He questioned the ethics of the plan, and he knew that Rahu would rise once again. Marcia, my leader told me where your power came from. It is the result of the eraser, a side effect. Right now, every aspect of the brain's development is controlled. The side effects was unexpected. Nobody realized that the dramatic change in environment and the memory blocks and implements would generate this effect. No one could explain what exactly created Marcia's power. Marcia, your humans suffered hundreds of years ago. Oh my gosh, another save. And we're already 22 minutes in. This is gonna be a whole video, my gosh. Let's get back to the subject. You said that Santendo's father had doubts about the false memories. Was he the only one in the government who felt this way? He must have been something. He was. He stole the only remaining model of the memory eraser device. He escaped to the outside world with several of his colleagues. I'm sure the government must have been quick to send someone after them. Yes. The government soldiers had one goal: to retrieve the memory eraser device. They searched all over the outside world for him, but he was always one step ahead. Instead of taking the device with him into exile, he hid it inside of the doomed dome city itself. He reconfines it into that watch so that no one would be able to identify it. And then he gave the watch to Santendo. Yes, to the one person he could trust, someone who didn't know the power of the object he held. And that's when your leader formed the Z. And all this time, the Z's goal was actually been to inform the people of the truth. It was at first. We wanted people to know the truth, to prepare themselves in case Rahu did attack again. But as time passed, he began to worry, to doubt himself. He began to worry that informing everyone the truth would only trigger mass panic. He realized that it might be best to find a way to stop Rahu without having the people know about it. That was the moment when my leader formed a syndicate made up of the strongest fighters. Strong fighters. And that's when we recruited you. I wanted to save this ruined world. In order to do that, I knew I would have to help him. He told me he needed someone to support him, no matter how insane his orders might seem. But you could have told Marcia before you left. You owe her at least that much, didn't you? To be honest, I had planned on leaving Marcia before I met your father. My sister would do anything I told her. If I stayed, she would never have left my shadow. It was unacceptable, unthinkable. I wanted her to think for herself, to grow into the commander she is. I thought that if I were around, she would have the opportunity she needed to think for herself. That's why I left the way I did. But I always watched over her. I would have come to her aid in a second if she were ever in danger. I left even though I knew I ran the risk of annihilating her. Risking of alienating, of making her hate me for leaving her. Sergi, I learned something. My partner's taught me something more valuable than I realized. Spoiling someone isn't love. Sometimes you need to be strict in order to be compassionate. That's when I figured it out. That's when I knew that my older brother still cared about me. That he still loved me, and I wondered if that wasn't why you had left me in the first place. He helped me to understand, and that's why I still love you. Thank you, Sergi. You have grown so strong, Marcia. The more I hear about this, the more compatible the situation gets. I agree. Still, after hearing all that, it sounds like Z formed in order to help out mankind. But what about Obaru? That guy wanted Rahu for himself. When our leader grew ill, Obaru and Eliza made a grab for power. That's when it began to crumble. The more they knew about Rahu's amazing powers, the more they wanted to possess it. They have forgotten our leader's goals, and they planned such a foolishness as diving into Rahu. I guess there's always one selfish sicko in every group. I act as a Baru's subordinate while looking for the chance to strike back. But wait, why was Eliza at the lab? Did it have something to do with Rahu? Obaru and Eliza both knew that the memory eraser device was the key to destroying Rahu. But they didn't know our leader had already stolen it. He was never sure he could trust it. They wanted that device so they could tame Rahu for their own ends instead of destroying it. Eliza must have thought that the customrobo research lab would have such a device. That's why she attacked the lab. See? Just as I thought. Eliza thought the device was at the research lab. I'm smart. I think just like the Z's leader, which simply shows how flawed her thinking truly is. We have spoken long enough. Santendo, may I borrow your watch? I have a chip your father gave me. I'm going to insert it into your watch now. Once I've inserted the chip, the watch's memory eraser functions will be restored. I understand. I'll give you my watch. Thank you. Please wait while I insert the chip. Oh gosh! Oh, my throat. Oh, here we go again. I have inserted the chip into your watch. The memory eraser device is now functional. Santendo, I believe this is still yours. Your father put it in your hands for a reason. Point towards your target and achieve it. I understand. We're almost near the end. Let's go destroy Rahu. Do you know where to find it? I have attached a tracking device to Rahu. If it's transmitting, we'll know where Rahu is. Let's hurry. With every passing second, Rahu continues to evolve. It's still evolving? Like I said before, Rahu evolves. Rahu is especially drawn to negative feelings, hatred, envy, greed. It absorbs that mental energy used to fuel its metamorphosis. So that's why it looked different every time we've seen it. It's not just its appearance that's changing. It's growing stronger with each evolution. The device will erase Rahu's genetic memory so that it stops evolving. I fear that Rahu is resting now, preparing for its next evolution. We can defeat it if we erase its memory and eliminate its advantage. Let's go! Whew. Oh, please tell me I'm going to be able to save. It's alright, he just fainted. He won't wake up for a while. We need to focus on Rahu now. Now, Baro, let's hurry. Oh man, things are starting to get woof. Okay, I think I'm starting to get kind of tired. Once I see, even if we have to go for a battle, as long as we can find a save, progress save, as I'm going to call those, that's when I'll end the video. I know this video is incredibly long, and I will put in a early warning. That's the locker room. I'm sure we all like a chance to freshen up after this fighting, but we just don't have time. Oh, so I went the wrong way. Oh, this is the arena. Or our training grounds. Shinner, he's one of Albaro's men. He's unconscious, ignore him. Man, he has like a word for every single thing, doesn't he? Oh. Okay, never mind then. Everyone, please follow me. I'll use the tracker device to locate Rahu. Got it. We're counting you, Sergi. Alright, let's move on. The signal's getting stronger. Rahu must be here somewhere. What is this place? I don't know much about the world before Rahu came, but I think it was some sort of amusement park. What's an amusement park? I think it was designed as a place for people to have fun, judging by the old look of the buildings. Really? It doesn't look all that amusing to me. No place is amusing once it's been reduced to rubble. We need to hurry. Captain, we must go. Hold it! You're one of Albaro's loyal. Sergi, what are you doing here? And with the police squad? We found Albaro unconscious at the hideout. Did you do that? His own greed did it. I merely helped. Shut up, you traitor! What are you talking about? You know Baro the ones who corrupted our leader's vision, who ruined all that Z stood for. You're the traitors! Oh, quit the stupid postering. It's too late for us to join up with Eliza, but we had a better idea. We'll nab Rahu ourselves and seize control of the Z. Have you all forgotten your duty? We got your back, Sergi. Harry, Marcia, Santindo, let's go. Oh my goodness, there's gonna be a big fight. And by big fight, I mean one whole fight. I'm gonna go back to the Gatling gun. I pray and hope that there's a save after this, because I can't pause it right now. Pause. Let's see, it is right now 11 p.m. hours ago. Well, at least he's the one who got burned, and I'm the one that got to live. Have some dolphins. Have some dolphins. Youch! Have some dolphins. Have some dolphins. KO! You win. Please let there be a save. Please let there be a save. Please let there be a save. You now have access to the ground legs to go visit a parts generator. Okay then. What were we thinking? We have wasted precious time. We must hurry. Hold it! Not again. It's more on par, isn't it? Yeah, but those soon are gonna be as freebies as those last guys. We're 2-on-2 masters. Let's go, 2-on-2. Interesting, Sergi. Why don't you pair up with Marcia? I'd like to see the two of you in action. Sergi? Yes, I'd like to see how strong Marcia become on her end. Centennial, you're with me. I've always wanted to see what you're like as a partner. Wait a minute, no, that only leaves... Me and Roy? It can't be! You guys aren't taking this seriously at all, are you? Oh, so Harry also does the arm thing? Okay, I think I'm just gonna, like, not talk for this whole fight, so I'll see you all in a bit. KO! You win! And a random explosion in the background. You now have access to the Geo Trap Bomb. Go visit a parts generator. You now have access to the diving pod. Go visit a parts generator. Maybe we should have gone 2-on-1 instead from now on. Let's be 2-on-1 masters, okay? Yeah, I think we have outnumbered them. I'm probably sure we could win that way. Oh. We should move. too. The longer we're out here, the more likely it is that Eliza's lackeys will find us too. Let's hurry. We don't have much time to fool. Oh my... Oh, for crying out loud! We're not gonna get anywhere at this rate. Leave it to me. You go on ahead. I can take care of these guys myself. No way, Roy. I'm staying with you. We'll stop them together. Sergi, you get the others out of here. Yes. Hey, it's been a long time since I've taken orders from you, Captain Myra. Take care, sis. Yeah, I will. You be a good boy and listen to Sergi, okay? Hey! Let's go. Finally! A save point. That's going... I'll leave a fair warning in advance. If you want to skip the story progress, if you want to skip the wording or the talking, skip to this time. That's how I'm going to do it. Because, oh my gosh, I went on long enough. Have a nice day. Peace. Stay socially distanced, get vaccinated, and stay safe, everyone. I lost my mind. Have a nice day.